Tesla has just made several huge announcements, and their brand new 2025 lineup of Tesla vehicles is now starting to sort of be released right now. Some models are out, huge discounts are now in, and there are still some hidden Tesla options you need to know about, because the last thing you want to do is spend a bunch of money or miss out on a good deal and really sort of just kick yourself later on and have a bad Tesla experience because of it. There have been several major announcements from Tesla over the last couple of days that you need to know about right now. Let me tell you about some big discounts we just saw, some big price drops, some surprising Tesla model removals, some introductions, and like I mentioned, I bought some Tesla options so you don't have to. I'm going to put them to the test and tell you what's worth it and what's not, and what sort of feels a little scammy from Tesla. Let me tell you about some big mistakes I made that I don't want you to make, and also give a big thanks to a company that is not a mistake, an app that you've got to have on your Tesla, and that is Century Pro, but a bit more on that in just a moment. Okay, so there are tons of videos here on YouTube that tell you how to save money when you buy a Tesla, and this is not one of those videos. I mean, the too long didn't watch on those is to check Tesla's existing inventory, look out for any end of quarter deals or discounts. Also go through a referral link because it costs you nothing and saves you $1,000. I'll throw a link down below. That's sort of what the long story is short. You can save money when you buy your Tesla. But also when you're sort of going through the checkout process, besides just buying the car for whatever that costs, there are also some options you're going to be subtly and some not so subtly presented that are going to impact your Tesla experience for years to come in a major, major way. And sometimes you're wondering, is this a good deal? Is it not a good deal? And sometimes Tesla hides some things in their fine print you don't know about that'll sort of stick you later, like sort of like a thorn or a nail, as a bit of an extra cost that a lot of people weren't expecting. But when you go on the Tesla website to even order a car, if we sort of rewind a bit, you're gonna notice some pretty interesting changes that you need to know about. For starters, the standard range Model 3 rear-wheel drive, the base entry-level model, is now gone. Tesla has removed that option, and the consensus from people smarter than me and who know about taxes and tariffs and stuff like that is likely because of the LFP battery in that vehicle. Now, one of the nice things about that LFP battery was that you could charge to 100%, which many people liked, and different battery chemistry, and there are some pros and cons there, but people liked it. That vehicle is no longer there. Now, there is still a standard range offering, but the base Model 3 now is the long-range rear-wheel drive offering that comes in around the $42,000 price tag before you get into tax credits and incentives and the $7,500 rebate and stuff like that. So if you were looking at a Model 3 and you were like, wait a second, isn't there an option that's now missing? Yes, you'd be correct. That option is now gone. So make sure you sort of know what you're getting yourself into there. Also, some big Foundation Series news on Cybertruck as things are rapidly changing here as well. Now, if you want to get a Cybertruck, you can still buy one right now if you're in the US or Mexico and Canada, but it's only Foundation Series. But Tesla is now emailing select reservation holders, or starting to slowly roll this out, and saying, hey, you can now order a non-Foundation Series Cybertruck. Now, this obviously removes special things like the full self-driving and some of the other accessories. It still does have lifetime premium connectivity, which is interesting, but you can now order an $80,000 dual motor long-range Cybertruck, or you can spend $100,000 on a Cyber Beast and order that as well. And people are actually placing these orders, getting VINs and scheduling delivery in just like a matter of days, or like it's been less than 24 hours and people are already moving through that process. So if you are interested in a Cybertruck, but you don't want Foundation Series, you're going to have to get in line, but that option is now being available to purchase and take delivery of, which is cool. And of course, like I mentioned, if you want a Cybertruck now and don't want to wait, spend a bit more money and you can get a Foundation Series truck right now, or pretty close to right now. On the Model Y side, Tesla has some new existing inventory discounts you can take advantage of, save like $2,500. And these are not demo cars, these are new cars, by the way, which is cool. And also they have extended their $0 down promotion for Model Y as well, which is nice. But that's only half the story, because like I mentioned, you can look at deals and discounts and ways to save and stuff like that. But when you decide on the car you want and you sort of know the price, when you're going through the order page, do not make a mistake, because there are some big options here, some apparent, some hidden, in sort of little like text that you wouldn't normally see that can rapidly change your Tesla experience for the better and for the worse. And I went through and bought a lot of these so you don't have to, so I can tell you if they're kind of worth it or not. And please let me know down below if you agree or not, because I know some of these are, of course, a little controversial. And one of the first ones here is just like that. It's super controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it, and there was just some news on this from Tesla that isn't super good, and that is premium connectivity. Think of this like your car's data plan. This allows your Tesla to stream music, stream live maps, traffic visualization, you stream Tesla Theater, all the stuff you want to do in your Tesla is done through this. And a couple of things you need to know here really quickly. One is that if you go with a Model 3 or Model Y, you get 1 month of premium connectivity for free. If you go with an S or an X, you get 1 year for free. And currently with Cybertruck with Foundation Series, you're getting lifetime premium connectivity included. After your trial ends, it is $10 a month per vehicle or $100 per year if you prepay the whole year in advance. So one of the best, but also when you think about it, kind of one of the worst parts of this Tesla with this premium connectivity is that everything here you interact with essentially is using a data connection. For example, obviously all of your streaming music is using a data connection. If you don't go over Bluetooth, like connect to your phone directly, everything here is using data, Apple Music, podcasts, all that stuff. But also some things you might not think about. For example, the mapping service is using data. The satellite map, or the ability to turn on a satellite map, is using data. The live traffic visualizations, like if you want to see if a road is busy with the little orange here, or clear or red, that's all using data. Everything here in a Tesla, 95% of it is using data. So you've got two options. Pay the $10 a month or $120 a year to use all the features of your car, or not pay for premium connectivity and be severely limited with what you can do inside of your car and also with your phone as well. Now, I should say, to clear up any sort of misinformation, even if you don't pay for premium connectivity, you can still use the Tesla app on your phone. You can obviously use your phone as your key. All that is going to work. I guess Tesla is bearing the cost of the data, though it's relatively low amounts of data to do that stuff. But really, it's the stuff in your car that you really can't do. In fact, it's easier just to show you this graph and see all of the things your car can do with premium connectivity and really everything it can't do if you decide not to pay. Now, you might be thinking, wait a second, I've got a way to outsmart Tesla. I can just turn on the personal hotspot on my phone, connect my car to my phone's Wi-Fi hotspot, and then hack the system and get all these features for no additional money. And you're about 5% true with that statement. There are some things you can do with a personal hotspot, but as Tesla, again, will show you in the little fine print here of this graph, there's really not a lot you can do with this functionality. Looking at the list here, you can use your personal hotspot for video streaming, music streaming, and the internet browser, which that's kind of, I feel like the main thing is the music streaming. But some other basic things that you'd want to have on your car, like the satellite view or the live traffic view, and am I missing anything else? The Sentry mode, to be able to view your cameras from your phone, which is kind of nice. All that doesn't work with your personal hotspot. So if you like your map like this, go ahead and turn it off either like this or like this, and that is what the basic connectivity package gets you. Some people don't mind. I find it quite annoying and is a weird limitation of the personal hotspot workaround. Now, as much as I love my Tesla, like I've mentioned in this video, there are some things that Tesla does as a company that I just don't agree with, and it sometimes sort of feels like a bait and switch. For example, while if you subscribe to premium connectivity, you can get Sentry Mode alerts, you're only going to get like an image, like an actual alert, when the alarm is triggered. And as many of us Tesla owners know, a lot of damage and vandalism and just bad things can happen with your Tesla before the alarm is ever triggered. And it would be nice to be alerted anytime your car is alerted and Sentry Mode is activated, which is why I love Sentry Pro, because this app makes it super simple to do the most important thing, which is get notified when something happens with your car. If Sentry Mode is activated, you automatically get an alert. You tap basically once on your phone, you're loaded right into the app. You can view your cameras and see exactly what is going on. You don't have to wait for your alarm to go off when things can be too late. Sentry Pro gets it right in there, super super fast, super simple, so you can always keep tabs on what is going on with your Tesla. And chances are, if Sentry Mode is activated on your car, you want to know about it. Couple of things I love about Sentry Pro personally. The setup process is super simple. You can use it on iOS or Android, so choose your mobile phone preference that you want to. It's also using the secure Tesla API for connectivity, so everything is super secure here. And it's just made from a very passionate developer who's always adding new features. For example, Sentry Pro now supports multiple vehicles and multiple sort of phones for notification with one single subscription. So if you're like me, a multi-EV household, and you want to keep tabs on all your vehicles, Sentry Pro has got you covered, making this super, super simple. For me, it's just peace of mind, folks. I'm sure we can all agree that we want to make sure we've got tabs in our Tesla. We want to know when Sentry Mode is going off. An easy way just to tap right in, get a live look at that camera feed, and Sentry Mode could not make this any more simple. I love it. I know you guys are gonna love it as well. So if you want to learn more, check out Sentry Pro for yourself today and really make Sentry Mode on your Tesla way more pro with Sentry Pro. Hit the link right down below to learn more and check it out for yourself today. The other thing I would highly recommend you keep in mind with the personal hotspot route, besides what I just mentioned, is that if you do go this route, you want to make sure that you don't leave your phone idly in the vehicle and connected to the hotspot, because when the car is parked and sleeping in that sleep state is when it uploads tons and tons of info. In fact, just in the last month, I did some digging into my network. As my car is sitting parked at home, it uploaded 100 gigabytes. 100 gigabytes worth of data from my vehicle to Tesla servers. This doesn't include downloads for software updates. This is the car uploading stuff. So keep in mind, you want to turn this off when you're not in the car, because if not, it treats it like any old Wi-Fi connection and assumes, oh, unlimited data. I'm just going to sip away the data and upload what I need. So make sure you don't have that your phone in there and have that turned on if you don't want to get slapped with a huge cell phone bill. Of course, the next controversial feature is full self-driving, and this one has a lot of controversy for a lot of different things. Basic autopilot is fine, but as the price has fluctuated here, I actually think there's a couple of things to consider. One is, if you didn't know, Tesla's gonna sell you on the $8,000 price at the point of sale, but I'd highly recommend just skipping that, and if you do want to get FSD, go with the $100 a month subscription offering, because you get the flexibility to subscribe when you want to and cancel when you don't need it, and it's just way more flexible and you get all the same features. And while FSD sort of technically does get you a lot, and Tesla advertises a lot on the FSD sort of page, really what it comes down to is like three big features. There's the actual full self-driving thing, which I'll show you in a moment. There is actual smart summon and regular summon, and then also auto park. So I paid the money so you don't have to, so let me show you what you get for your $8,000 or $100. Now, of course, the big part of full self-driving is the actual whole full self-driving nature. There are a bunch of settings you can actually go in here and adjust. I'm not going to do all of them for you, but just to show you, I am on the latest version here. I've got sort of the basic settings on, and what this whole feature looks like is pretty cool. Let's say I want to go to my gym, which is the local YMCA, for example. So I can say, navigate me to the YMCA. So it's going to put that in. I'm going to hit this. And then now all I've got to do is pop in a drive. I'm going to go down once. Actually, let me get started here so I can actually, there's my signal. Turn that on. And now full self-driving is on, and it's going to do its thing. And I'll tell you, after I just did about a 3-hour drive, couple of 100 miles from the state of Pennsylvania over to Washington, D.C., I've got to say that the full self-driving system did a phenomenal job. It did 99% of the driving. I shared an X post showing myself in stop and go traffic and letting FSD do its thing. It does a really good job. And I'll even say, as someone who was a pretty big skeptic of this whole thing, I didn't think it was I wouldn't say that I was against it, but I just don't really think I'd use it all that much. After that sort of drive, I'm convinced, and especially with the huge advancements that Tesla's AI team has been making with this system, it's gotten way more lifelike, it's gotten more natural, it's gotten more assertive in the right way, not overly aggressive, not Mad Max mode, but you'll see right here, there's a car passing, it's gonna look, it's gonna, sometimes it's a little weird, so it's looking here to make sure a car's not gonna go through, but it's gonna just go through there, it's green. Despite some quirks with the system as things get turned out. See, for whatever reason, wow. So there's an example of as I praise the system, seems like the latest system is having some issues with speed for whatever reason, and there's a cop that usually sits there. With that said, but despite some bugs, this system usually does a really good job. And I think the usefulness of full self-driving is really going to be indicative of your driving habits and your driving style, how much you drive, and how much you hate things like stop and go traffic. Like in big cities, Southern California, any kind of big commute, it would be something that you really would appreciate. And really want to take advantage of. And when it works quite well. And what you just saw there, the little speed offset thing, I think is a known issue of the latest version. It is getting better, and it's not without its flaws, but it's a really good system. And maybe this isn't the best case to sort of driving down the road, but all that to say, with my hundreds of miles, I guess thousands of miles now of FSD driving, I've got to say the system is really impressive, and it does a good job. It's not perfect, but I do think if you do a considerable amount of driving, even a daily commute, and you want to sort of take the fatigue out of that, because this does a good job of taking the fatigue out of things, I do think that $99 is probably worthwhile just for this. Another feature of the full self-driving system is a feature called Auto Park, that this basically allows the vehicle to park itself. So when you're at lower speeds and you're in a parking lot like this, you're going to see this little icon pop up here. I think I could even bring this full screen, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to say, hey, there's a parking spot. It sees two things. I can even select that one if I wanted to. But basically the idea is I can select any of these parking spots I want, and the car will park itself as long as I hit start. So now the car is going to do the whole signal thing. It's going to accelerate, decelerate, drive, reverse, do all that switching, and I don't have to do anything. And the car is just going to go ahead and park itself. Obviously, I've got a live view here of the cameras to make sure nothing is going to go awry. But I will say, unlike some of the quirks of full self-driving, this is a pretty good system. It does work pretty reliably well, which is really cool, and basically just sort of parks it for you. Again, the featureness or the usefulness of this specific feature, for some maybe it's a big deal, others maybe not so much, but it is a part of the package and is a feature that is getting better, and it's kind of cool. So Auto Park is there as well. And then finally, sort of the latest and greatest feature in the full self-driving feature set is one called Actual Smart Summon. And essentially the idea of this feature is that you can be standing, I'm going to go over here to the entrance of the gym here, and it could be a rainy day, and the car can navigate out of its parking spot, navigate around the whole parking lot full of pedestrians and cars, and use its AI magic and smarts to come pick you up, which is kind of cool. Again, all of these things have their quirks, but this system actually does work pretty well. I'll give you a live demo and show you how it works right now, in fact. All right, so I've just initiated it, and here comes the car. And as you can see, obviously this feature is still very much in the early stages. It finally just went from Smart Summon to Actual Smart Summon, but I'll get the light a little better here. Initially, things look pretty promising, and I'm excited to see sort of how this feature progresses, but it does work. There obviously are limitations with, I think it's only works in a 50-foot radius and stuff like that, but so far, so good. So, we'll see. Another Tesla add-on that isn't so much in your face on the website, but you will see a lot in the Tesla app, and Tesla will sort of push you this route, is Tesla Insurance, which is available in I think a pretty good number of states here in the US, and I think they have plans to roll out internationally. Basically, the long story short on this is that insurance costs are one of the hidden costs when it comes to doing your Tesla financial planning, because you might be able to get a great deal on the car, but insurance is way more than you thought. Definitely shop around for your insurance. And Tesla Insurance, like everything, has its pros and cons. The integration of Tesla Insurance into the Tesla app is great for signing up, filing claims, all that stuff is really well integrated, works really well. And the whole sort of draw to Tesla insurance is that if you're a good driver and a safe driver and you abide by the metrics that Tesla rolls out and lays out on your Tesla insurance plan, then you could basically have a dynamic premium that is cheaper in a lot of ways and in a lot of cases than the traditional guys like Geico, State Farm, Safeco, etc. You could have a lot of money saved if you're a good driver and use Tesla insurance. The problem, though, is that if you have an incident where you've got to slam on your brakes or someone else drives your car, whatever it is, and you're not in their guidelines of good driving, your rate can just go up and your premium can go up very unexpectedly. And there are a lot of people who have sort of told you horror stories online and argue about just dynamic rate adjustments. And then also I've heard it can be very difficult to get on the phone with someone physically at Tesla Insurance to sort of file a claim and stuff like that. So I do think that you sort of have to proceed at your own risk if you want to do this. For what it's worth, I had Tesla insurance on my wife's vehicle for a very short amount of time just because it was super easy to get it when I got the vehicle. And it was great. It was easy to cancel and it was all well and good. But I was also in California at the time and they had different restrictions there where they can't take your driving into effect for the premium. So it depends on where you live in your state. Look into it, look at the reviews. It can be good, can be bad, just sort of depends on your personal situation, but something to look into. Also, I do want to point out for those who don't know, Tesla does actually offer an extended warranty program on their vehicles. There is, of course, the standard factory warranty. I forget how many miles it is or years, but Tesla offers that. But if you are super sort of curious about it and you want to sort of have that peace of mind in that investment, I think it varies on the cost of the vehicle. Go into the app and you can look under upgrades, I believe. But there is an extended warranty you can purchase for your vehicle. Tesla does offer that officially. I know there are third parties that offer one as well, but if you are interested, you can go the official Tesla route for that. And then finally, one of the things you've got to pay very close attention to with your Tesla, especially when purchasing, is the whole charging situation. Because at least here in the United States, when you're presented with this option on the Tesla website, do not blow past this because the car does not come with a charger. Let me say that again. If this is your very first EV and you're super excited and you check out and you buy your Tesla and you get home and you need to charge, if you do not buy a charger, it does not come with one. So you're out of luck, even if you want to trickle charge. So definitely keep that in mind. Tesla has two options you can go with. One is their mobile connector. This is basically the one that plugs into a variety of different wall outlets, the standard 120 volt, NEMO 1450. It's a really great kit. I think it's come down in price a bit, and I'd recommend going this route if you want a mobile kit. And then the Tesla wall connector is sort of a toss-up. Obviously, it's got the NACS port on there. It's got some Tesla integration. It works great. It's nice. But if you're looking to save some money, you do not have to go with the official Tesla wall connector. It doesn't necessarily get you really anything over what you could find on Amazon. I've reviewed a bunch of different chargers. I like the Mach 1 from Apex Charger. I'll leave a link down below. I did a video with them. I installed it for my father-in-law. He really likes it. Basically, it depends on sort of your power solution at home, but all things considered, you don't have to go with the wall connector. Don't feel bamboozled into paying more to think you have to have a Tesla branded wall connector. You can definitely go with other options. But if you do want to sort of keep everything in the ecosystem, you can go that route. But please just get some kind of charger because again, in North America, it does not come with any charger and you need to be able to charge your car. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, I want to know your thoughts on this down below. Do you think some of these Tesla offerings are a little scammy? Do you think hiding the premium connectivity verbiage deep into the Tesla website is a good thing or a bad thing? Was that a surprise to you? Your thoughts on your insurance? Have you gone through Tesla insurance? Just drop a comment down below. Let me know which of these offerings from Tesla you've decided to pick up for yourself, why or why not. And if you stayed at the very end of the video, I love to do my favorite thing, and that is give away some free Amazon money. All you've got to do is three simple things. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, then drop a comment down below. And to know you stayed at the very end of the video, I've got a code word for this one. And I gotta find a prop here to inspire my code word. I don't have a prop, so let's do this. If you stayed at the end of the video, drop a comment below and let me know what you'd like me to cover on this channel. Do you like these more sort of guides to Tesla resources? Do you wish I'd focus more on beginner and basic stuff like that? Do you wish I'd focus on advanced hidden features? Do you want to see more news stuff? Please drop a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see on this channel, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you all. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.